Hello learners, this is Unit 2, Neural Networks. In the Neural Network unit, we will see the various types of the neural network. We will start with the first neuron, MP neuron, McCouch-Pitts, and we discuss what is Hebb network. We divide the entire neural network into two groups. One is supervised learning, another one is unsupervised learning neural network. Under the supervised learning neural network, we will discuss the perceptron, Adeline, Madeline, backpropagation neural network, radial basis function neural network, time delay neural network. Under the unsupervised learning neural network, we will discuss the KSO-FM architecture, learning vector quantization, counterpropagation neural network, adaptive resonance theory neural network. In between that, we have some set of neural network that are associated with some memory. If the input vector and output vector types and the sizes are same, then it is called as auto-associative memory neural network. And if they are different, it is called as a hetero-associative memory neural network. Input is calculated and output delivered, and same way output is acting as an input, and we can get that output in the input mode. It is called as a bidirectional associative memory. One of the example is auto-associative memory network is half-wheel, and we have another neural network with the auto-associative. We are applying the iterative mode to store the content in the memory neural network. These are the neural network we are going to discuss under the Unit 2 of soft computing subject. In this class, we will going to discuss what is McCouch-Pitts, what is the meaning for a linear separability concept. I will see the second neural network or Hebb neural network. First, we will recall from the Unit 1. We know that neural networks are learning the content from the samples by adjusting its weight. Based on that learning, it is going to classify the training data. And after the training is over, we will test the data for that unknown data. Is it? A neural network needs long time for training, but if it is gone for exact training, it has a high tolerance to the noisy and incomplete data, that's partial data. Building blocks of the neural network, we have a architecture, the connection between the neuron, and we have to set the weights as well as bias for the training process, and we have to apply the activation at the output end. Based on the activation only, we will adjust the weight again. So there are three important layers in your neural network. One is input, which directly deals with the input and forward that input data to the hidden layer. Hidden layer may be a single layer, or so many layers are combined together as a hidden layer. Output node collect the data from the hidden layer and deliver that output. There are different training methods. One is supervised, another one is unsupervised. Third one is reinforcement learning. In the supervised learning, you will get the training pair, input-output pair. Based on that, we are going to train the neural network. Unsupervised learning, we have only the input data and we don't have any output. Based on the similarities in the input data, we will collect them and group them as the cluster. In the reinforcement learning, right answer is not provided, but we have some reward or punishment. Based on the reward or punishment, we are going to continue our learning process. And we know that the neural network is suitable for problem solving. So we have to prefer the best neural network model for the nature of the problem. Construct the neural network according to the characteristics of the application domain. After that, we have to train the neural network with the learning parameter of the selected model and use the training model for the inferencing as well as solving the problem. This is one end of the example of the artificial neural network. We have two input x1, x2, and we have a weight w1 for the x1, w2 for x2. We have the y here. Here we have to calculate the net input passed to this y. To calculate that one, we have y in equal. We have y in equal multiplying this x1 with the w1 plus multiplying the x2 with the w2. That will give the y in. So y in is, you are adding that x1 with the w1 plus x2 with the w2, and y out, we have to apply the activation function over this line. So f of y in, we will get the output. That output we call as a y out. First, we start with the McCouch-Pitts neuron. The McCouch-Pitts neurons are identified in 1943. That's the first neural network. and usually it is called as MP neuron by the first letter of this neural network. Neural networks contains the weighted path, directed weighted path, and activation of the MP neuron is binary at the time step to neuron may fire or may not fire. Weights associated with the neural network may be positive or negative. Positive weights are called excitatory and negative weights are called incubatory. We have a threshold for the MP neuron. This is a fixed threshold. If the net input is greater than the threshold value, then the neuron will be fired. They are used in logical connection. These are two authors, McCoach and Pitts, who developed this neural network. This is architecture diagram for a MP neuron. Up to from W to this area, we have excitatory weights. After that, we have incubatory weights. So we have a x1, x2, and so on, xn, n minus 1. And we have a weight for each neural input. This area we have to calculate the net input. After that, we have to apply the activation function that will produce the Y output. So simple MP neuron is shown in the diagram. It is having the two type of weight. One is excitatory, that is greater than the 0, incubatory, that is less than the 0, negative weight. In the diagram from the x1 to xn, we have a positive weight, that is the excitatory weights. And after that, xn plus 1 to after xn plus m, we have incubatory weighted connections. Since the firing of neuron is based on the threshold, activation function defined as if the calculated net input is greater than the threshold value, greater than or equal to threshold value, we will get the output of 1. If it is less than the threshold value, then the output will be 0. For incubation to be absolute, we want to activate that neural network. We have to satisfy the following condition: NW minus P, P talking about the incubatory weight, N talking about the number of neuron, theta talking about the threshold, and W talking about the weight. Suppose we are having the excitatory input, no incubatory input, then we have to satisfy the following condition. Here K talking about the number of neuron which has the excitatory weight, and theta is a threshold value, W is the weight. So MP neuron has no particular training algorithm. So analysis performed to determine the weight and the threshold. So it is used as a building block for any function based on the logical functionality of that. And second, we are going to enter into the linear separability. It's a concept which used to separate the data into two groups. Input space divided into two groups. One is a positive group, another one is a negative group. We try to draw one decision line that will separate the samples into positive or negative group. This line is called as decision making line, or decision support line, or linear separable line. The net input to the output is given as, we have to calculate the summation of input with its own weight and add the bias, and we have to get the net input. And apply the activation function, we will get the output. So region which we have the following relationship, that's P plus the summation of xiw equal to 0, that called as a decision boundary. So you can see this diagram, we drawn this decision line. The sample over the decision lines are positive samples. Samples below the decision lines are negative sample, because it is a negative region. So we try to group the sample in either in the positive group or in the negative group. That's our ultimate aim. Consider that positive response, all the information may be in that first quadrant. So input may be in the binary format or bipolar format. So we try to draw the line to divide that into two groups. Using bipolar information, we have two different type of data. One is a positive data, another one is a negative data. But there is no difference from the negative data with the missing data in a binary input, because the output is 0. To avoid that, we are going for a bipolar. In the bipolar, plus 1 talking about the positive sample, minus 1 talking about the negative sample, and missing data are represented by the 0. So next neural network is called as a Hebb neural network. The author Donald Hebb, who proposed that neural network in 1949, he said that the learning is performed in the synaptic gap. The concept is that when an axon of a cell A is near enough to excite the cell B repeatedly or permanently taking place. Some growth process or some metabolic changes happening in one or both the cells. So according to the Hebb rule, the weight vector is found to increase proportionately to the product of the input and the learning signal. So Hebb weight, he updated the weight rule. Each time we have to update the weight based on the learning of the sample. So Wi of nu equal Wi of old plus xi into y. So it is more suitable for the bipolar data. So if the binary data is used, weight updation formula cannot distinguish two conditions. First condition, the input is on but the target is off. Second condition, the training, both the input and target values are off. To overcome this problem, better we prefer only the bipolar data. This is a flowchart for the Hebb neural network. First step, we will start with the initialization of the weight for all the neural connections. Second step, we have to choose the training pair because it is a neural network which contains input-output pair. Input we call as a S and T we call it as a target vector. And we select the first variable xi and assign that si value to the xi. Activate the output unit. We have to calculate the input based on the Hebb formula. Wi of nu equal Wi of old plus xi into y. Same way we have to update the biases also. Bias can be used to increase the weight or decrease the weight depending upon the target. Bias nu equal bias old plus y. So weight updation can be rewritten as W nu equal W old plus y. So changes of that weight can be represented as del of W into xy. So the rule can be rewritten as Wi of nu equal W old plus del of the W. This kind of a Hebb rule used for a pattern association, pattern categorization, pattern classification and over more areas. This is one of the problem. We try to calculate the net input here. Now the x1 value is 0.3, its weight W1 value is 0.2, x2 value 0.5, W2 value is 0.1, x3 value is 0.6 and W3 value is minus 0.3. First aim, we have to calculate the y-in for this y node. Y-in equal summation of x1 into W1 plus x2 into W2 plus x3 into W3. So the value will be, the formula will be like this: x1 W1, x2 W2, x3 W3. So we have to get the value 0.3 into 0.2 plus 0.5 into 0.1, 0.6 into minus 0.3. So the value will be minus 0.07. Apply the activation function for this y-in. We will get the output here. This is an exercise problem. You can calculate the net input and apply the activation function for this neural network. We know what is the formula for a binary sigmoidal and bipolar sigmoidal. Calculate that neural network in net input with the addition to this bias, and after that apply the binary sigmoidal and tell me the output, what is the expected output, and calculate the net input, apply the bipolar sigmoidal for activation and tell me what is the y input, whether the neuron is triggering or it is in the non-fired mode. Thank you, students.